So step number one is to look at the sources in our circuit and make sure that they are all in a cosine reference. So in this circuit right here, we have one particular source, Vs. And as was given to us, this is a time domain function, but it is currently a function of sine. And just to maintain consistency through all of our analysis, we're going to transform all of our sources from whatever trigonometric function they're into a cosine function. So to help us with this, we're going to go back to a basic geometric relationship that says if I have the sine of some system and I shift it by 90 degrees, then that makes it the cosine of the same system. So for this signal here, what we're going to do is we're just going to take the phase and subtract 90 degrees from it, and that will put us in a cosine reference. Now, what a lot of people will do is they'll either add 90 or divide by 90. Just remember, if it's in a sine, whatever is there, subtract by 90. So if there's not even a phase listed there, like right now we're off by 30 degrees, but if there was nothing there, just assume that the phase is 0 and subtract 90 from it. So taking this particular signal and moving it into a cosine reference, we just simply rewrite all of the elements, but this time we just take 90 degrees off the phase and it becomes minus 120 degrees. So our amplitude stays the same, our frequency stays the same. What ends up changing is our phase because we've taken the 90 degrees off of it. Now, as part of this adopting the cosine reference, we want to transform this circuit into its phasor representation. And as we've seen in the previous videos, we can transform this source here into the phasor representation by pulling down the amplitude, e to the j, and then we'll pull over our phase, which will be negative 120 degrees. And when you're writing these out, sometimes you want to put the j right there in front just so you remember it, but also sometimes you can somehow forget to write this negative sign. So often I will write these components out and stick the negative term in the front just so it's not lost, and we can remember that this is the phasor representation of that particular source.